Hello, this is Distracted Lord and welcome back to Knightfall. And since this game came out a couple of weeks ago, I have played quite a bit of it, you could say. In fact, I've played an awful lot of it. And the reason for that is because it's just such a fun game. And people often start playing and go, oh, this is so difficult. But once you've worked out how to play the game, then you're on the way to not being terrible at it. So 100 hours seems like a lot, and well, it is. And this was a game designed to be an April Fool's joke, and yet I've played a good chunk of it. That may remind some people of Tab G, where we had an April Fool's game, and I have 475 hours of that, just from a bit of a longer time period. Seeing as that was the April Fool's joke for 2018 and has been around for 4 years, whereas Knightfall's been out for 2 weeks, but they've stopped working on Tab G, and so I went and played Landfall instead, and I got very lucky with the timings of it that I was able to put in the hours required every day of this game to actually get here. But from now on I'm going to have to not put in quite that many hours because I don't have time to do that. But I'm still going to keep playing this game a bit less, and you may be wondering, why am I even considering not playing this game? Well, as with any small game made by a fairly well-known company, there's already getting reports of hackers and that sort of thing. I mean, the desync's a nightmare as usual. It's a Landfall game, but the community is also being standard Landfall community and just getting more and more toxic. I'm gonna say it's getting a bit dead, but actually it's doing a fairly good job of staying alive, because it had a massive influx of players when people started, and then it went down by the weekend, basically the day after it was out. But then it's not gone down much, and they're actually working on the game. They've released updates, they've released enchantments, they've released map changes, and they just changed the Rose Castle, and it is now much better. And all the new weapons. There's all sorts of things that they're updating this game which are keeping it alive, and I was originally going to stop playing 100 hours. Actually, I'm probably going to keep playing it, because it's still fun, and Landfall are still working on it. When Landfall say, okay, we're not going to work on it anymore, then I'll probably stop. Originally in this video I was going to be saying, hey, I'm the first person to get there, but unfortunately somebody by the name of Footshoot, damn you Foot, has got there first and beat me to 100 hours. At least we got there on the same day though. And you might even be thinking, how on earth do I know that I'm second? Well, you see, I've looked at everyone who is regular in the Landfall Discord server, all of the people who are big names in Tab G, and literally anyone else who seems to know anything about the game from the Discord server. I've looked them up, and none of them has more than me. No one who has reviewed the game has more than me. No one on any Steam stat tracker has more than me. When I play with someone in game and they don't seem too bad, I look them up, and none of those people have more than me. So while I'm not 100% sure that I have the second most hours, and I was leading for the vast majority of it, I'd like to point out, then Foot came and stole it at the last minute. But I'm not 100% sure that I'm correct in this, but I am pretty sure, and it's not like I've just plucked this out of thin air. I have been looking. I have been trying to find it, and failing to find anyone with more hours other than Foot now. But this game has also somehow managed to make itself a speedrunning community, which is kind of funny. It's a tiny game, but it has a speedrun community, and as of recording this, I am in the lead on every single speedrun category that is just to specific towns, or the specific from spawn to town. I have the world record on. Most of them I don't have competition on. It's not a particularly big speedrunning community, but I have some world records. So what have I actually gained from all of this playtime? Well, you know, it's been fun. It's a fun game to play. Also, skill. Some skill has been obtained. I can hit people most of the time more than they can shoot me. Most of the time. I still die a lot. I don't win that many times. Well, I mean, I've won like just over 50 times in the 100 hours, which isn't great. That is still one win every 2 hours. And that's not counting the number of losses I've had. But also there's just the flex of I've got the second to most hours in the game. It was going to be first. It's so annoying. Foot stole it from me at the last minute. But like there's me and Foot up with the 100 hours, and then the next most hours of anyone I can think of is like 45 maybe. There's probably someone else I'm not aware of over 50, but there's a big gap. It probably people don't notice. Actually, no. I was gonna say, me and Foot often play. That's probably terrifying for people. But the thing is, there's no names over other people. You don't know who killed you. It just you get killed. If you kill someone, you get the death message. You get the skull and the name. But if you get killed by someone, it doesn't tell you who killed you, which is sad. I hope they add that. I mean, ideally I'd like something along the lines of what we had in Tab G, and I have heard that they're planning to add a leaderboard, which would be nice, although it would also just be the same thing as Tab G's leaderboard of who's played the most hours. So, I mean, if they were to add a leaderboard, it would probably be better if it had win-loss ratio and kill-death ratio, and things like that. So was it really worth putting 100 hours into this game? Probably not. I probably am not going to find 100 hours worth of benefit from it, but it was fun to play, and I'm still going to play it, and it's going to continue to be fun to play. Isn't it, Landfall? You're not going to ruin it like you did with Tab G at all, are you? No, please don't. I mean, it's probably improved my aim a bit, although it does have a very unique combat style of you spam the jump key and bounce around like a drunk rabbit and then just take shots at people and hope. It's a bit like Tab G in that the combat's very, very similar to Tab G, but that's not exactly a transferable skill. So all in all, I have not really gained anything at the end of it, and it's cost me 100 hours of my life, and I think that's a great trade. I honestly think this was a good idea. No, like, seriously, I don't actually regret it. Perhaps I should do. Thank you for watching. Don't get distracted, go subscribe now, and make sure you've actually played this game. Because it is a fun game, I would still recommend it, even though it now costs £5. Goodbye.